I just got done checking out this brand new Netflix movie called Demon City. This is based off the manga Onigoro Roshi. If I mispronounced that, forgive me. I originally thought that this movie was going to be a live action adaptation of Demon City. If you know, you know. And I was really looking forward to that, but when I found out that's not what they are adapting, I was like, cool. So pretty much you have a really simple plot here. It's a revenge movie. You have our main character, Sakata. He is a hitman about to be retired. The movie kicks off with him doing his last job and then going to see his family. But he ends up getting some unwanted guests that arrive and immediately kill his family. And they also think that they have killed him as well too. But then it picks up 12 years later and you see Sakata getting out of the hospital or prison or whatever the fuck. And he's in a wheelchair. And it seems like he's paralyzed, but you see his body slowly regaining mobility. And once he starts to kind of get his memory back or start to see people that are familiar, he starts to kind of regain some strength. And one by one, he just goes through the people that were involved with the killing of his family. Very simple, nothing too complex here. You could almost liken this to a John Wick-esque type of story, or you've even seen this kind of premise play out in like Sakamoto days. But it is very action-packed. I will say that the pacing is pretty snappy. They don't really waste any time. For the majority of the movie, the main character doesn't speak at all. He only speaks like a few words here and there. There are some interesting curveballs or twists that happen through this movie. I won't say what they are, but it makes the movie a lot more interesting because it's like, yo, he's just mowing down these people with no issues, he's not playing around with nobody. Anybody that betrayed him, had anything to do with the demise of his family, he's getting them out of there. He has this really cool weapon of choice. It's like this big ass cleaver that has like a little bit of like a hook on it. So yeah, that thing was pretty fucking dope. There's some really dope hand-to-hand combat throughout this. There's a lot of martial arts that are being used throughout the movie. There's a lot of just fluid fight scenes that I like. A lot of interesting kills as well. I will say though, there are some things that kind of bugged me a bit. Not too much, didn't take away my enjoyment, but there was like 2 times in this movie where a person could have drove off, but they just were just stuck there. That kind of bothered me. And the antagonists, they're not that interesting outside of like a few of them, or just like 2 characters, like the main big bad guy, even though he has this whole obsession with this mythology, this story of this demon that's supposed to arise in the city and going on a whole killing spree, pretty much laying out what's going to happen in the movie. But like, I wish there were a little bit I wish there was a little bit more depth with the characters. I understand that this is definitely kind of a riff off of like those 80s action films where it's really simple. You have a simple villain and a simple plot. The whole soundtrack and the music were just giving me those 80s vibes with the guitar and stuff like that, and some of the softer, somber music and stuff. It just definitely was going for an 80s type of vibe, which I have no problem with. I just think they could have done more. And maybe this should have been like a mini series or a series in general, like a 6-episode thing, to kind of give more backstory on the antagonist. Because like I said, there are a couple of them that had some interesting stories. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. it'd been dope to see that fleshed out, and maybe just depending on where this goes, because it definitely seems like there's room for a sequel. Who knows? Even though it seems like the ending is definitive, overall, I had a fun time with this movie. It's nothing revolutionary. It's not doing anything to kind of do something innovative. I think if you're looking for a fun, gory movie, definitely go check this out. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.